Dear Twin Flame souls out there, welcome to the Twin Flame Awakening Journey podcast, and today is an episode 128. In today's episode, we are going to dive into how you need to stop waiting for your twin flame, waiting for them to change, waiting for them to reach out to you, waiting for the validation, waiting for the next sign to confirm that you are on the twin flame journey, waiting for something to happen before you're going to step into who you truly are and why your twin flame came to your life. And the other part is of letting go. Many of you are experiencing intense urge in their body by crying, feeling alone, feeling like nothing is working out. My twin flame is there, my life is there, I'm feeling it so deeply, and I feel it's time to let go. There are many reasons for that, and today's episode is definitely, it's not the one part of the episode. The second part of the episode will continue on Sunday. There is one more episode available just on Patreon members, which is somehow deeper and somehow maybe even more hard to hear for your ego. But the reason I do that is because even though the truth is sometimes difficult, and I'm not saying that my truth is the ultimate truth, the idea of today's podcast is for you to discover your truth, you to choose you to love you, and let go of any labels, let go of any outcomes, and I will explain you why is it important. Because when you stop waiting and you come to this right now, right here, and you choose yourself, you become a magnet. There is no past, there is no future. Stop waiting for that next text message. Stop waiting for another tarot reader to tell you, yes, your twin is returning. Stop waiting for another sign. Start embodying it right now, because it's your ego that is trying to find this validation, proof, and everything. And also I explain about it, what is letting go. And I'm actually going to start from the letting go. We are at the moment also in a portal. So now think of yourself. I just arrived next to you this morning. You opened your eyes and I said, hello, my dear. You have 24 hours to embody this heavenly, earthly life. Will you lie in bed and wait for their validation to come to you, where they're going to say they love you, they have always loved you, what you're feeling is real? Or will you start accepting it and listening to your soul? On my Patreon, there is a very powerful meditation for this portal that is happening, because this portal is pushing you through to start validating your truth and who you truly are. I've always spoken about the fact that for me, on Twin Flame Journey, it is about becoming your higher self, not chasing this other person. And I'm going to ask some very real questions here on this podcast that I wanted that you reflect on. On Sunday, you will find also a PDF on Patreon where you can look into deeper. But I don't want that you go too much into the mind and analyzes and making all of sense. I want that you start feeling. Why are you afraid of letting go? And what letting go means for you? And why you keep on waiting for them to wake up, to heal? Why are you obsessed of watching, let's say, a tarot reading which says, your twin flame is waking up, and something inside of you sparks, they're waking up, so means that they're coming. So I know I'm closer. But what about you already know everything that is inside of you? Have you heard that little voice? And I know it's a difficult one. This episode is going to be a difficult one, and your ego is going to fight. I'm somehow going to say, listen to that episode many times. It's not about to tell you what you're doing wrong. It's about waking you up of being your authentic self. And that's why your twin flame came to your life. That's why you felt a love that you have never felt before. And that's why there is a separation. And let's just dive into the fact that why do we wait? Why do we seek for validation even when our soul knows everything already? But why do we do this? Why do you wake up in the morning and you look at your phone and you see you have not received a message from them? Why do you go somewhere and see and ask for a sign that if it is my twin flame, show me this? And there is nothing wrong with that. It really depends on the stages we are on this journey. But why I'm talking about this today in a very in deep depth form is because the portal is pulling us to the oneness, to your authentic self. And you can't hide that. But you can't go into that portal with the fear of letting go and staying in a mode of waiting. And now the answer in between the waiting is between your mind and the soul. Your mind is absolutely wired for survival. It seeks patterns, proof, logic, safety. How many times you have asked yourself, are twin flames real? Is it real what I'm feeling? And then we live in this world, and this is what I see very often as well, those of like we get to that point of feeling, oh, I need the proof. Don't trust until someone else agrees with you or tells you that this is the truth. Don't speak until it's proven. And don't move forward until it's guaranteed to work out. And here I'm going to say something. This is a very slippery road that often happens on our journey here, on Twin Flame Journey. Trust is a battery in between your heart. If you don't have a trust, you can't hear your heart. But the trust has to come within. And the magnetism has to come within. But here is often we can see that how easy it is when we are in a vulnerable state that someone tells you or someone sells you something of saying, I know how to get your twin flame back. I know how you're going to be in a harmonious relationship. I know this and this and this. And then we fall for that because our mind starts to feel that this person is smart. This person is in union. Look at they're in union. They know. They have it all figured out. But in reality, it's you. You are the magnet. So when we feel this profound soul connection like a twin flame, and our logical mind cannot explain, so the ego immediately starts to look for external validation. Immediately. I did it too. I wanted to know what it is what I'm feeling. Why am I feeling so down? What is this thing is happening to me? I wanted that I will get answers from everywhere. And there is nothing wrong of having support. I'm forever thankful for all of these souls who came to heal and ascend me along the way. And that's why I believe in energy. I believe in transcending of energy. I believe in Kundalini energy. I believe in all of this because I have seen what it has done to me. But it was no one else. And I remember when I was in a shamanic healing, I had no idea what it was back then. Couldn't really tell what happened to me anyhow. And I started telling to this man about, I met my twin flame and this happened. And I was explaining the whole story over there. And he looked at me and he just said to me, but why are you telling me this? Are you looking for a validation? And back then I didn't understand what he said to me. I said, no, I just wanted to tell you I felt I can't talk to anyone. But the truth was, I was looking for a validation. I was looking that someone else will come to me and say, yes, your twin flame is real. Yes, what happened to you is real. But he was wise enough soul of realizing that it's not about validating for me. It's about for me to feel it and see it and become and embody, because the soul already knows. And so for me also, the external validation, what I was looking for, what I was looking on my twin flame, did they feel it too? Did they feel that energy I felt when we first met? Wow, how much I wanted to know about that. Why haven't they said anything? Why they don't reach out? Why they don't say this? Why they don't tell me that they love me? Are they thinking of me? How do I know that my twin flame is thinking of me? Of course, I have many videos where I have made to you that you can connect this. Because one of another thing that helps, and I'm not saying, and this is why today's episode is a little bit different than my previous ones, because it's a very deep time right now, and I know many of you are feeling deeply. And the portal is there, and you can't hide from it, even if you want to. And so having this for a moment for your mind, oh, this happened to me, that I understand now. But also what I want to say to you is, stop somehow looking for these signs. Stop somehow looking for that validation. Go within with yourself to embody that truth and trust within you. That's the reason of my retreats. Although I'm not going to say that you come to a one retreat or you do one life force activation or energy activation with me and everything becomes crystal clear, it can become even more confusing because your ego will start fighting with you. It tries to hold the old version of you there. And you are like, I don't want to let go of that old version. I know that this old version was able to do that, and we are so afraid of the unknown, and now we are so afraid of that authentic self. That's why sometimes it takes time. And we ask, like, if the twin flames are even real, is it really happening to me? And this is the mind's way of trying to control anything or something or whatever that it cannot grasp. And we can call that somehow, it's like an ego's cry for safety in the unknown. It's like, I need all the answers. I need all the proof. I need to know everything before I can take the next step. But now I bring you back what I said from the beginning. You have 24 hours. The time is ticking. And it already has ticked over 11 minutes while you've been listening. 11 minutes have gone by. And what have you done so far? Are you still thinking and wondering, my life is only worthy if I have my twin flame next to me right now? My life is worthy when my twin flame will tell me, yes, I felt the same way, but you have 24 hours. Think about it. Think about it if that matters. In 24 hours, your earthly journey is over. And so what happens when the mind is in the unknown? We start to wait. We wait for proof. We wait for signs. We wait for them to move first, to text, to confess, to return, to come back. And I get it. I was in the exact same place. And oh, how good it is for the ego when they finally come and they tell you, yes, I felt the same way. But deep, deep, deep down, you knew that all the time. And you actually didn't need that. What you needed. And this is why I talk about this today in that manner. Because deep down you knew that the connection was real. The love was real. Activation was real. The energy was real. Everything was real. Now it's for you to embody this with your soul, not to wait for them. And we wait because somewhere deep in the programming, deep, deep down inside of you, it's kind of like your truth isn't enough until it's validated. Until someone tells you, until someone says, until your twin is back in your life. And that's another slippery road on twin flame journey, where we see these so-called twin flame couples, and I'm not putting anyone down here, But the idea is because our mind goes, look, they are together, they are in love, they have what I want, they know what to do. My dear, you know what to do. Listen to that soft voice. Now you have 24 hours, 24 hours. But I'm going to say how your soul operates. Your soul operates by a completely different law. Your soul doesn't wait. It knows. It doesn't chase. It creates. And it does not need external permission. Your soul might tell your soul softly, even if they never come back, this love still activated me. Even if no one in this world understands what I'm going through, this truth still matters because it's embodied in me. And even if I don't have the full picture today, I don't have all the answers, I don't have all of this, I trust what I feel. I trust the love, what I felt, and what I'm feeling today. The reason why we get stuck in waiting is because we keep living from the mind and at the same time trying to navigate the soul's journey. So it's kind of like your soul is telling, hey, my dear, it's time for you to go and do this. It's time for you to love yourself. It's time for you to see who you are. And you are sitting there of saying, I'll do that when I get that sign. I'll do that when my twin is back in my life. But the truth is, even if you have your twin in your life, you're everything in your life, and if you're not in alignment with yourself, you'll never feel this way because the feeling has to be inside. It's just somehow like using a calculator to explain a painting, but we can't really. I put a beautiful picture in front of you and I say, now use the calculator and explain me the painting. It's like we're trying with logic to explain something that is right in front of your eyes, that is right in front of you. Now we have another thing, and I bring you back of thinking every time you have 24 hours, what your soul is telling you, what it wants to right now. Because I'm going to say that Twin Flame Journey is not the happy ending Hollywood story. It's not. It's your soul's journey. And when we talk about, are they going to awaken? Are they going to do this? Think about it. Am I awakened? Am I listening to my soul? Am I giving myself a love? And the other way of questioning would be also, why I don't trust that they don't love me? Which part of me I don't love myself? And then another question would be, why I want to be with someone in my life who doesn't see my light and who doesn't want to be with this light. And then another thing to think about it is why I just can't say to my twin, yes, I love you and I will always love you, but I will choose myself. And you are more than welcome once you choose yourself to come back. Why do we want them to come in our life to validate something? What are we afraid of? Are we afraid of that I will never feel this love again, which is an absolute lie? I tell you again, you're going to feel that love when you're going to connect with your heart and you open the heart. That beauty I have seen on a Costa Rica retreat happened to many of them, but also happened to part where the old self tries to come back and you have a fight. I've seen this on separate retreat. That's why I am not here to say to you how to live. I want to let you feel. My workshops are made around you feeling it, you embodying it. And why do I do this? It's not because when you do this, your twin comes back. Because it's already happening right now. The 24 hours is happening right now. The mind wants outcomes, timelines, guarantees. What is the most common question I get on the channeling sessions? When they will return. Will they return? So your mind, and there is nothing wrong of asking it, nothing wrong. But what I'm saying is, it's your ego that wants to know, okay, then I'll be ready. But today, you have 24 hours. In 24 hours, the click goes, and none of this waiting matters anymore. And now the question is, did you use every minute for yourself to find your truth, to step into alignment? And as the mind wants the outcomes, timelines, guarantees, however, the mind wants constantly some kind of a proof, but the soul wants the embodiment. And I know here I'm going to say also, it'd be so easy for me to sit here and tell you a romantic story and tell you, yes, I know how you're going to have a lovely life with your twin flame. I'm going to get your twin flame in your life. I'm going to do this and that. Just call me. Just buy my this thing and I'll just get it back to you. Well, even if I say that, I feel how my soul is like, what? What just happened to you? My aim has never been to tell you how to get your twin flame back. Every single word, and I'm going to say today's episode is going to trigger you. And it's the first part. The second part comes as well. And you might feel that you want to fight inside and saying, no, my life will be only happy when the twin flame is in my life. And believe me, I said that so many times. I said that so many times that I will never feel this love again as I felt like with my twin flame. That I will never, ever be as happy, as loving, as living in a life like I was on that moment. And that's what happened when you met your twin flame. You came to right now, right here, not in the future. You were not living with the future. You felt, like I said on one of my very early podcasts, I felt something so divine that I have never felt before, where 1 hour felt like eternity. So much happened that I still cannot grasp upon. So much happened. And I was right there. And your twin flame came to taught you this. If you are jumping in between, are they going to heal? Are they going to transform? Why they don't love me? I'm going to be alone. I want to ask you that you ask yourself a question. Why do you believe that you are going to be alone? Why you don't see your worth and your magnetism? Why do you believe that you are worth of exactly this behavior that is happening right now? Why you are accepting this? Why? What is making you to feel that I can't step into my power if I don't have that man or that woman next to me? I can't speak my truth if I don't have that man or woman next to me. Why I'm afraid of that transformation and I need someone else here? It's time to let go of these ideas that you have created. And here I'm going to talk about it, why this waiting becomes very, very dangerous. Because you are afraid that if you fully live, fully speak, fully express, you might lose them. You are afraid, and I'm going to say it took me a very long time. It was just very recently when I told my twin, when he asked about what I'm doing in Costa Rica, and I said, I'm here for a retreat, and partially you are the reason why I'm doing these retreats. And he asked me like, oh, why? And I said, you cracked my heart open. You showed to me who I am. You took me into this oneness and love, and I'm forever thankful for this. And then came from his side of how much he appreciates our connection and all of these kind of things. But it took me a very long time to say that truth, that he, in a certain ways, meeting him cracked me open. to see the love, to go and spread this love. And not because he has to be next to me, not because I need to have the validation. He showed something deep inside of me that I was hiding and I was afraid of. And this is why I know how hard it is to step into the higher self, because your ego tries to hold you back of who you were before. I knew how I was before, and I was holding on to that. And I know when you're listening to this episode, you're all about, I know, what higher self? I want to become a higher self. All I want is my twin flame. I want to feel that closeness. I want to feel that love. I want to feel, how do I get them back? But this is what I'm telling you. This is how the magnetism happens. Your inner world reflects on outer world. And I just want to say that you were never meant to stay as you are. And the moment you stop waiting, you start becoming. So that's the idea of today's episode. You have less than 24 hours going. And I wanted that you look into yourself and be like, what am I waiting for? Another text? I've been 20 minutes holding my phone in my hand, going through their social media, seeing what they're doing. Have I done anything for myself? Have I said to myself, I'm beautiful? Or, wow, I'm ready to write these lines over here. I'm ready to write this music. I'm ready to run with my legs because I soon cannot do that anymore. I'm going to go and smell those flowers out there. I'm going to hug myself. I'm going to tell to everyone who I love, especially myself, that I love myself. Because it's 24 hours and I want to experience everything because it's going to go. And the moment you stop begging for love, you start being love. And this is another thing. It's not about them loving you. It's not about for them to tell you hundreds and millions of times, I love you. You have to be with me. This and that. No. You have to be the love. And I know all of these are words, what you're listening. Go over to the Patreon. Do today the higher self message for you, what you should do. And see what starts to happen. And when you shift that moment into this present moment, your entire frequency shifts. And that's the moment your reality begins to reflect your soul, not your fear. And with today's portal, and this is 17-18 April portal, the fiery portal, Aries and Leo energies, fire for all the way. It's here to help you to learn, to express, create, to be seen, to be here, just here because you're feeling it, but you're looking for the twin flame label that I will be happy when the twin flame is in my right. I'll be successful if I know that my twin flame is in my right. And that was never the idea of a twin flame journey. And it's like a prison. In that manner, sometimes twin flame journey can become a prison. Prison for validation, prison for the next step, prison of feeling yourself. Because someone somewhere around the corner said, yes, your twin flame is real, and now that's all your truth. Let go of that label. And I wanted that you feel what you feel. What if you stop needing any validations and you become the message? Today in your journal, you write your message, your truth. Not what you have heard from me or any others. I am here just to send you a message of oneness. And many of you can also think of it right now that, no, I want to only be with my twin. I tell you, once you feel that oneness, you feel that love, and you'll no longer have that need for the next text message. for the next validation, for the next hug. And don't get me wrong here, we are humans. We deserve to be together. We deserve to share the moments together. We deserve to kiss, hug, have sex, eat good food together, have families. We deserve all of this, but not at the cost of your higher self and frequency. Everything will come to your life and everything will be there when you are right now, right here. And I'll talk about this as well. Like I said, today's episode is deep and it will continue on Sunday. I will let you to settle the information because it's a lot. And what if the happy ending wasn't out there, outside of them, outside of you, in their hands, in their heart, in their healing, but right in here, in this moment when you choose yourself? And this is so hard, I know that. I know that when we choose ourselves and our truth, we might lose some people. We might lose our old identity. We might lose everything that we have learned so far. But that's the beauty of life. Learn to unlearn. Every truth that you have gathered from somewhere does not mean that it... And I used to have that problem. I used to have that. And it was holding me in a jail. It was holding me in a jail from the biggest way because, let's say, I said 10 years ago that I will never... I remember when I met my husband, I said, I will never wear Indian sari. Where that came from, I don't know. Until I wore one. And I realized, oh my God, so beautiful. It looks so amazing. How much beauty is in there. But I really delayed that from the ego because I said it once long back ago. I will never do that. Or I believed in certain ways that if I show my tears, if I express my vulnerability, and even if I say to someone, I love you, even if you don't love me, that it shows that I am weak and I should feel embarrassed. Today it's very hard for me to grasp on this, that if I tell to someone, I love you, even if you don't love me, or giving some kindness, even if I don't receive the kindness, I'm not going into the space of, I should have done it opposite. I choose myself. I choose my truth right now, right here. And I know it's easier. The world is not so black and white. It's not like everybody is awakened, everybody is love, everybody is this. No. But the feeling inside of you, that's what your twin flame came to teach you. And it's not about healing them, transcending them, when they're going to wake up, when it's going to happen to them, then they're going to come back. Have you ever had thought of this, that, when your parents, maybe some of you, not maybe everybody, but from your childhood, for example, they've said, you work hard, you study hard. When you study hard and you work hard, all the companies or all the workplaces want you. And sometimes we see with some people who are authentically their true selves, let's say they're a dancer or they're a writer, everybody wants them. The contracts go to them, not that they are chasing the contract. Why? Because they are authentic self. They do what is meant for them to be. And then another one next to it can work as hard, can do everything, but it's not their embodiment. It's not their truth. Because meanwhile, while they're dancing, they are dreaming of painting, for example, or they are dreaming of doing a travel. And it's the same on Twin Flame Journey. It's not out there. It's not about them. Now am I saying that you shouldn't ask, you shouldn't look for it? In certain ways, yes, but I'm going to say sometimes in our hearts, when we go through that hell, speaking to someone, having your energy transcended and worked with that, helps you tremendously. It helped me. I don't believe that I would have never ever get to this point without that the universe sent to me and knocked on the door and said, open your heart and discover. I did things that I never thought of. And now if I look back on my journals, I used to write all of this. Did my twin feel this way? And then I was channeling what my twin felt. And it was truth eventually. It was all real. But why I was questioning? Because I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust that voice that was telling to me, it's all real. And I'm not here to convince you to believe my truth. I wanted that you hear yours, your heart, and that you can hear your heart in silence. And so your time is ticking. But I'm going to ask again, what if in this moment you choose yourself? You choose yourself by walking away, by letting go. I will speak about the letting go as well. Because when you finally stop negotiating your life and you start embodying what you came here to be, you become a magnetic. Do you know how I wake up every morning? When I go out, I love the fact that I have a dog. I get up from the bed, I put my clothes on, and the first thing I go and walk with my dog outside. I live in an amazing place. The God took me here. I'm forever thankful for that. And I walk and I hear the birds and I hear the sounds and I'm there. And the first thing I ask from the God is, or from the source is often, show me how I can be in service. And I am the channel of being in service. And there I am. I don't wait for the answer. I don't wait for something, but I just go with that. But it's something I ask for very quickly in the fact of understanding that when it comes from my heart to live truly fully, I'm going to be in service. And that's why when people see me sometimes, they are a bit confused with me because they are like, why you're so here right now, right here? It didn't come easily. And that's what my trainer at the Kundalini activation said to me when I was very calm. Like I was most of the time very calm at the Kundalini activations. And that's another problem, what we often think. And I know I go a little bit off grid here. But when we have the Kundalini activations, we often think that your body has to shake. And some of the body shakes. Mine's also shaking because you feel the snake moving. And then other person doesn't have that, and they feel, oh, I didn't have the exact same experience. No, the energy works the same way. And then I had a very, very beautiful experience, like extremely godlike experience. And I expressed that, and my trainer was saying to me, and he looked deeply into my eyes and said, but it didn't come to you easily, did it? You must have gone through the storm before. And that's where I stopped for a moment and I was like, that's true. Today I feel that love, I feel that oneness, I feel all of this, and my heart is in the sense of that oneness. But it did not come easily. It came with a lot of tears. And that's why I have said many times to the people around me, I know the cost of coming here. I know how it broke me apart. But I choose myself, to love myself, to be with myself. And it's not from the ego. It's not something we see in social media where people say, love yourself, be yourself, put the standards, do that. Crap this information out of your social media. Or the same way, like they label everybody narcissist, this and that, and all of this. And I'm like, or avoidant, and they don't know how to express their feelings. And we listen to that and we get into the stuck of the label that, look, they are avoidant. Look, they are narcissist. Look, they don't know how to express their feelings. But when we put that label on someone, will they ever be able to change and shift? No. It's like if someone has been a criminal, let's say, done a small crime, the rest of their life they're criminals. But it's not like that. We all make mistakes. We all can change and shift. Stop putting these labels. It really actually, in certain ways, I'm going to say, do not focus on them and putting them labels. Focus on love that you can radiate to change and shift. And here I want to say that the happy ending doesn't come after a union. And I know your mind currently thinks, I'll be happy when I'm in a union. But now you have less than 24 hours. And will the happy ending come from the union? What would you do to feel that love? What would you do to choose yourself? The happy ending begins when you remember. You remember who you are. You are the union, you and your soul. You and your truth. You and your voice, your joy, your creativity, and your sacred fire. And you were never waiting for them. You were waiting for you. And now you're here. You're here with you. And now I'm going to just tap into a little bit of a letting go, and what is letting go and what is not. There is a second part of this episode coming out, and you can also listen another episode that was recorded for this, but I felt it was too deep, and I'm putting it only on Patreon. Letting go does not mean that I walk away. Letting go means that I'm setting it free. Often we have an idea that when I let go, I give up. Meaning of, if I say, I let go of the outcome, what's going to come? Meaning of, you let go of your dream. And that's not true. You let go of what's going to happen in the future, and you're going to come to here, right now, right here, and you're going to feel. You're going to feel that love right now, right here, from the best possible way. Let go of the fear of you will not have a family with your twin flame. Or let go of the fear that you will never feel this love again. Let go of the fear of being small. Let go of the need for the validation. Validation for the next sign, next person, next thing to come to you. Come to this present moment, because that's all you have, and that's where the magnetism happens to you. The magnetism can happen only here, right now, right here. That's also the power when we do the Kundalini activations and we feel the energy over there. That's the beauty I love when people come to the session very nervous, very overwhelmed. All the mind is like a over-processed computer. I want to know this, I want to know this, I want to know this. And then we go for an hour session and you come out from it and you're like, oh, my mind cannot no longer control me. And I'm feeling it. I'm here, right now, right here. Another day I had a very interesting part in a certain ways, and it's not as to say in a negative way. Please don't get me wrong when I say these things. I'll just say to you to help you to break through that barrier. It's nothing to do, how do I say, to keep you in stuck and in loop and judge or anything, because believe me, I've been on this. And I loved how my shamanic teacher, or that person who I never met again, I don't have his number, I don't have anything. It was like this person came from heaven to do that session on me. And when he said to me, are you looking for the validation? And back then I didn't understand any of that, but he was right. He was so right. But another day I had a session, and there was a lot of information that came through the energy of channeling. And there was also a part where I had to mention something that I know that the ego will not like. But again, that was the message from the soul. You ask for a truth, I reflect you the truth. But the truth is normally inside of you. And I could feel how the ego started fighting with me. But I don't want this, I don't want that, I want only my twin, I don't want this, I don't want that, this is... And there's nothing wrong with that. But it was a moment of realizing your soul, your higher self is telling you that some magic can happen, but you're holding yourself back by your I want this way. Like a little child stamping your feet of saying, I want this way. But you can't even see what is on the other side. And that's actually where we're going to get into unhappy relationships, unhappy job, where we don't feel we are filling our purpose because I want this way, but I don't feel this way. It takes time, and I'm going to say that this is not something very easy to master. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to remind you. Let my voice be the reminder. And many of you can say, I'm afraid that the time is going to run up. If the time is going to run up, then right now it's time for you to shift and change and become one within. Become the love. If you want to attract the love, don't wait for them to awaken. Don't wait for anybody to change. Don't wait for the world to turn around and be different. You. Put out your creations without the validation. Speak your truth without the validation, but from the heart. Let yourself to be open and vulnerable. Let yourself to be guided by the invisible thread that you know is there. Let yourself to surrender who you are. And it might be the stranger you have not yet met and you don't know that. And it might say the words you never knew. But become one with you. Stop waiting for them. Stop waiting for something to happen in order to do so. You have less than 24 hours. Whatever you're going to do from listening to this podcast, whether it is writing to your twin and saying, I will always love you, but I choose myself, and I hope you choose yourself. Or however you want to put these words. These were just my words for a moment. And you let go. You let them free, and you set yourself free. I loved how one person said to me once, when you put a bird into the cage, the bird will not sing. But when you set the bird free, the bird will sing. And that's the truth. Love is the same. If you put the love in the cage, the love cannot breathe, and it dies. And it feels miserable, and it feels lonely. But when you set the love free, the love can connect, expand, and come back to you. I want to say that the idea of the podcast or that story today is not that you can't be with your twin. That's never been said here. The idea is a liberation of any label of twin flame. Because when you are stuck on that twin flame, and I watched another day about how some people have been brainwashed or used by other people, or like they say, oh, I love you, and I don't know, and then these people spend years and years waiting for them, whether they scam money, whether they scam something else, I don't know. I don't want to get into that, but what I meant is like, these people waited so long time for this other person to tell them all the time that I love you, you are worthy, you are beautiful, I'm going to marry you, I'm going to do all of this. While they did not love themselves and they were waiting for the validation. Stop waiting for that and step into your power. And however you're going to do that, but I'm going to say the healing modalities really help. Whether it is a deeper meditations of your daily life, if you don't know what's the truth. Whether it is doing a breath work, whether it's doing the Kundalini activations, whether it's doing the Reiki, whether it's taking time. Think about it, investing in yourself. And even today, when you have felt that I cannot no longer, then think of it, what my soul is craving for. And not the other person, what my soul wants me to do. Do that meditation, and maybe the answer is there. I'm not going to give you the answer today. It is a journey where it's very difficult, where we get stuck in the labels. That's why I don't like them. I don't even like the twin flame label, because it again puts us in a box. But your soul is meant to be free, and you. In the second part of the the podcast, which comes on Sunday, will go more into the asking the questions. And there will be a PDF on Patreon later to download that you can look into, and maybe that will help you to break free of that fear of letting go and stop waiting. Stop waiting for the next text. I'm going to say one more thing here. I remember when I was in that pain, and I could spend hours. I could spend hours of my day waiting and watching my phone. Have they responded? How they're going to respond? And I would think of it, what I'm going to say, how I'm going to say. And then all of a sudden I realized, but I'm not living. I'm not living. I am in a trance somewhere completely out of my world. I don't eat. I don't do anything. I don't understand what's happening to me. And I'm only living like this is the source for me to be happy. And I'm going to say there is nothing wrong of that process. This is part of the process. But in a real truth, if you would have known that you have 24 hours, would you be sitting there where you are right now and waiting for just that one text message? Or one that validation? Or one that moment when they're gonna awaken? Or will you follow your heart and listen what it tells you and your truth? Head over to the Patreon to do the meditation that is there. It's going to give you the answer you might have been looking for to see what you have to do in the next 24 hours. This portal is going to push you and pull you in all the way. And the masks are falling apart. It's not an easy next 24, 48 hours. And that's what I said to you on my Patreon workshops, that until end of April, it is turbulence. After that, we get into more calm. May, June, July will be wonderful. In August, we step into the Lionsgate portal, the higher version of you, authentic self of you, where the union happens within you. This topic is very, very deep. So there is another episode on Patreon if any one of you want to listen to me again. I know I talk a lot and there's a lot of layers to go through. The second episode part of this will come out where we go into the time, or where we go into the questions that you can ask yourself and reflect back. And today already, you start reflecting. And you might need to re-listen it, because your ego might have come into the play and say, what is this about me? It's about them. If they don't love me, then it was all a lie. If they don't feel this, and if they don't come to me, and if they don't come off them, the karmic partner, it was all a lie. Don't do that yourself, please. You are a magnet, remember that. And let the light to shine. Few things to go through that is happening, of course. Cyprus retreat is happening in November 11/11. We have already quite a numerous people have signed up. You have the option on website twinflameawakeningjourney.com to sign up for the waiting list. I'm going to send out the emails. I'm going to say once you send out and once the places are filled, then the payments are done. We no longer have that option until the last moment to do the payments and things like this. Just because to make sure that everyone who has to be here will be here. The second part of is on Patreon. Of course, you can support this channel if you find any of this interesting, and you have more workshops, you have more of the things over there. You have the meditation that I've said to you is over there for that portal. And I write a little bit more about, for those who have done the soul realignment, what you might feel right now, because it has passed by where your soul is aligning, and you might feel a lot of like you don't feel as safe. You feel a lot of grief. You feel a lot of sadness. You feel like everything is falling for you, and everything that you have dreamt of, everything that can happen is not happening right now. And I'm going to explain that over there. Any of you who need a call to connect, to ask, twinflameawakeningjourney.com. My calls in a sense are a little bit different because I use the energy to activate, to connect. And I'm always going to say, talking and sharing and elevating your energy is very, very powerful. We should never underestimate that. Because if you get stuck within your mind and your computer is going like, is that real? Is that real? Are they going to come back? If they're going to feel it, you are going crazy over there. And believe me, I felt that. So twinflameawakeningjourney.com, you can book a session. You can connect to me. I'm here. I just want to say that it's now your time to step into the authentic self. Stop waiting. Stop being afraid of letting go, because you are not letting go of them, you're letting go of the illusion. Lots of love and lots of light.
Dancing loud, splashing around upstream on a hot day. I love the way that you look at me like there is no tomorrow, when I'm caught up in a movie scene of dread. Now's the only time I know for us to get ahead, by being still and moving slow and holding on instead. And I just don't think it'll be the same ever again. So can we just stay right here? Don't go too fast for what we've got. So much to say in all kinds of ways. Don't go too fast for what me. Let's press rewind and see what we find. What I see inside of you and what you see inside of me. Let's trade eyes for the big reveal. I would like to see the me that you've built up to be, the one that you have chosen to believe. And I would love to show you the you I really see, the you who lives inside of me in a language we both speak. I know you'll find her beautiful, she's magical to me. If only we could see ourselves on silver screen. Don't go too fast for what we've got. So much to say in all kinds of ways. Don't go too fast for what me. Let's press rewind and see what we